Reading of the day from the book of Genesis, Gen 37:3-4, 12-13a, 17b. 28 Israel loved Joseph more than all his other children, because he was the son of his old age, and he had made him a long-sleeved tunic. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his other children, they hated him and could not speak kindly to him. His brothers had gone to pasture their father's flock at Shechem. Israel said to Joseph, "You know that your brothers are pasturing their father's flock at Shechem? Come, I will send you to them." So Joseph went back to look for his brothers and found them at Dothan. They saw him from afar, and before he came near them, they plotted against him to kill him. They said to one another, "Look, the master of dreams has arrived. Come, let's kill him and throw him into a cistern. Then we will say, 'A wild beast has devoured him.' Then we will see what will become of his dreams." But Reuben heard it and wanted to save him from their hands. He said, "Let us not take his life." Then he said to them, "Shed no blood. Throw him into this cistern in the wilderness, but do not lay a hand on him." He wanted to save him from their hands and bring him back to his father. When Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped him of his robe, the long robe that he was wearing, grabbed him, and threw him into the cistern. It was an empty cistern with no water in it. Then they sat down to eat. When they looked up, they saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead, with their camels laden with gum, balm, and laudanum, on their way to carry it down to Egypt. Then Judah said to his brothers, "What profit is there in killing our brother and covering up his blood? Come, let us sell him to the Ishmaelites, and let not our hand be against him, for he is our brother, our own flesh." His brothers listened to him. Some Midianite merchants came by, and they pulled Joseph up and lifted him out of the cistern, and sold Joseph to the Ishmaelites for 20 shekels of silver. So Joseph was taken to Egypt. Gospel of the day from the Gospel according to Matthew MT 21:33-43, 45-46. Jesus said to the chief priests and the elders of the people, "Listen to another parable. There is a landowner who planted a vineyard, put a hedge around it, dug a pit for the winepress, and built a tower. Then he leased it to some tenants and went away. When the time came for the fruit to be harvested, he sent his servants to the tenants to collect his produce. But the tenants seized his servants and beat one, killed another, and stoned another. Again he sent other servants, more than the first, and they treated them the same way. Finally, he sent his son to them, saying, 'They will respect my son.' But when the tenants saw the son, they said among themselves, 'This is the heir. Come, let us kill him and take possession of his inheritance.' So they seized him, threw him out of the vineyard, and killed him. When the owner of the vineyard comes, what will he do to those tenants?" They answered him, "He will put those wretches to a miserable death, and lease the vineyard to other tenants who will give him the produce in its seasons." And Jesus said to them, "Have you never read in the scriptures, 'The stone which the builders rejected has become the cornerstone'? This was the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore I tell you, the kingdom of God will be taken away from you and given to a people producing its fruits." When the chief priests and the Pharisees heard these parables, they realized that he was speaking about them. They tried to arrest him, but they were afraid of the crowd, because they considered him a prophet. Words of the Holy Father with this very harsh parable. Jesus places his interlocutors before their responsibility, and he does so with extreme clarity. But let us not think that this warning applies only to those who rejected Jesus at that time. It applies to all times, including our own. Even today, God expects the fruits of his vineyard from those he has sent to work in it. All of us. In every age, those who have authority, any authority, even in the church, in the people of God, can be tempted to look after their own interests rather than those of God himself. And Jesus says that true authority is when one does service. It is in serving, not exploiting others. The vineyard is the Lord's, not ours. Today, Saint Serapion of Thmuis is celebrated. He was a bishop and martyr from the 4th century, originally from Egypt. Serapion was known for his deep faith and commitment to evangelization. He was one of the first to confront the challenges of Arianism, a doctrine that denied the divinity of Jesus, and was firm in defending Orthodox faith. His life of prayer and courage in witnessing the truth made him an example for the Christians of his time. His death came when he was imprisoned and martyred for refusing to abandon his faith. His testimony of unwavering faith and his sacrifice for the gospel made him a saint venerated by the Church. He is the patron of those who defend the faith and those who fight for justice. People turn to Saint Serapion for strength in persecution and for support in the fight against false doctrines.
The Gospel and the Saint of the Day. If you wish to continue exploring spirituality and Christian history, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos. May the peace and blessing of the Lord be with you always.